Hello, today I'll be recapping a UFC Fight Night Robocop versus Jared Cannonier. And I'm just saying, I am the best predictor ever. Apart from this fight, which I got completely wrong and I had to rewatch because I forgot it existed, I got it all right. If you count in the blatant robberies for me, okay? So, first fight, Julia Avila versus Jacqueline Cavallanti. I was wrong about this. Jacqueline Cavallanti just had better striking, and the grappling was good enough, I guess. Next fight, no one really cares about this. Then you had Dontel Mace versus Walter Walker, and Walter Walker got this in 1 minute. Heel hook. The second heel hook in a row. That's crazy. Now, I didn't expect Walter Walker to be this good. This is the top 30 he's fighting in, right? This is probably the top 20 because there's only 30 UFC heavyweight fighters, total. So he is, these opponents aren't good, but he is doing it to top 30 guys. It's not like this is top 50. This is top 30. Or top 20 even, I'm guessing, because, anyways, this was pretty impressive. Good performance by Walter Walker. And, I'm actually kind of excited to see what he's going to do in the heavyweight division. Next fight. Elijah Smith versus Vince Marias. Dude, this was a total outclassing. Elijah Smith, I thought he was going to be better in the striking, which he was by miles. He was way better. And the takedowns of Elijah Smith were crazy too. His wrestling in this match, his wrestling in this fight was good, really good. Now, he's fighting against some nobody, but still, this was a really good performance, and I'm impressed. He is a kind of exciting prospect right now. I wouldn't call him a prospect yet, but he is very good, and you could see that in this fight. That's basically it. He outstriked Vince Marias by far and got all the takedowns. Yeah, that's kind of it. Next fight. The Go Bonfim versus Chaos Williams. Now, this was absurd. Chaos Williams had a reach advantage and was still getting out-jabbed by Bonfim here. This was a total masterclass. Bonfim went out there pumping the jab. He was piecing Chaos Williams up and then got him down whenever he wanted and submitted him. Simple as that. He slept him, actually, out cold. And that was a good stoppage by Herb Dean. This was a good fight. This was an impressive performance, too. Good fight, impressive performance. Next fight. Now, this fight. Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilar. I didn't see this one, so I looked at one of those bad recaps. Rafael Estevam dominated in the grappling here, and that's basically all that happened. Aguilar got out grappled. That's basically it. That's kind of all that happened in this fight from what I saw. So yeah, next fight. Angela Hill versus Ketlin Souza. Dude, I picked Ketlin Souza and she won. This was the most blatant robbery. These robberies are getting insane. Ketlin Souza obviously won this. Angela Hill just laid on top of Ketlin Souza and did nothing. Literally nothing. 2 minutes of not one strike thrown, not one position switched. Ketlin Souza won this very, very, very clearly. Better striking and more active in the grappling. So, Ketlin Souza won this, but she was robbed, and that's it. But who really cares in the end? It's a women's MMA fight. So, next fight. Now, Conor Matthews versus Delgado. Listen, this was a really good knockout, but there really needs to be something done about the back of the head strikes because Delgado it almost looked like he was deliberately going for the back of the head, right? And when it's in a finishing sequence, no one cares. But something should really be made up about that, because this was absurd. The back of the head strikes were not okay. I think, I wouldn't say disqualification, but they should really think of something to fix this issue, because in finishing sequences, back of the head strikes are legal apparently. Yeah, and that just hurts to watch. So Delgado won by knockout. Then opening the main card, Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petrosky. Listen, this is another robbery. Rodolfo Vieira dominated in the grappling, and he was better standing up too. This is insane. I don't know what's up with these robberies on this card, but it's just absurd. It really is. This was a boring fight, though. There wasn't really anything to see, so not really anything to say about it. Rodolfo Vieira just, edged him out. Better in the grappling. I think just efficient in the striking. And that's basically it. Next fight. The trash Bonfim versus Nazim Sadikov, dude. Fuck Bonfim, dude. This whole fight, the first round. Oh, by the way, Nazim Sadikov fights like a. It's hard to explain, but he fights like a video game character. Like preset animations. You press a button and then he does the animation, right? The people that seen the fight will get it. That was so weird. Why does he fight like that? Anyways, the whole first round, nothing happened. Then Nazim Sadikov landed a very nice question mark kick. It was a good kick. Then in the corner, Bonfim just quit. He had a cut. He asked to bring the doctor. This fucking guy is just a quitter, dude. I don't like this guy. He's trash, first of all. And he just quit. He just quit the fight. Then when the doctor called it off, which was exactly what he wanted, he started lying on the ground. And dude, that was the worst acting I've ever seen. Everyone who could see that he wanted the fight to be stopped. And he was like, no. And then he was trying to, I think he was trying to cry. Didn't work because he wanted this. Yeah, that's basically it, dude. Bonfim, dude. There's one. Gabriel Bonfim is actually good. And then you have Ismail Bonfim. I don't like this guy, okay? Next fight. Edmund Shabazian versus Dylan Butkin. Now, nothing really happened in this fight because only 8 strikes landed in this fight. This was a very, very nice knockout. Dylan, I think, threw a cross or a jab, and then Edmund just countered, and it was a knockout. Edmund Shabazian, first round knockout, as per usual. And Dylan Butkin is getting cut after this, probably, because he's trash. That's all there's to say. It was a very nice knockout. Next fight. Now, the UFC website is stripping again, but this was Calvin Kattar versus Yusuf Zalal, and I was very confident in my pick in Zalal. But this fight was trash. Absolute trash. Zalal was outstriking Calvin Kattar completely. And what did he do with it? Nothing. He tried to get a couple takedowns. They were all stuffed. Then he did absolutely nothing with the striking. Absolutely zero. He just kept tapping lightly. He just kept petting Calvin's face and not doing anything with it. When you can land very safely and very clearly, you should put some power in it. But no, Zalal just refused to do that and chose to instead wait out this entire fight, running away from Calvin Kattar and just landing a couple nothing shots. And then, he won by unanimous decision because he won every one. But this was a trash fight. And then he was, "Las Vegas, I'm back." You're not back. You're not doing anything. And he was saying he's going to be a future champion. No, you're not. If you're fighting like this, you're not going to be a future champion. I don't know what this performance was because he used to have really good performances. Now, this was just a catastrophe. I don't think the UFC is going to push him anymore like they were because this was just insane. This was the most boring fight on the card. And yeah, that's it. Next fight. The main event, Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez. I told y'all. Where are you now? Robocop was never winning this. In the first round, listen, the fucking commentary was glazing Robocop in the first round. They were glazing him through the whole fight, by the way. Jared Cannonier had a solid game plan. His game plan was, in the first round, I'm going to keep a high guard and stay defensive and move back to tire Gregory Rodriguez out. And that's exactly what he did. And then every time Rodriguez landed something on the guard of Cannonier, they were like, oh, damn. No, this was the game plan. And Cannonier was never hurt in the first round. The two knockdowns, which weren't knockdowns, were just off balance. That was the most clearly off balance falls that I've ever seen. Okay? People just love to glaze Robocop. Those were off balance, and Rodriguez didn't do anything of significance in this fight. Now, he was pushing the pace in the first round, but he was tired. He was gassed in the second round. The moment the second round started, he was gassed. That's insane. Robocop, look, I like the guy, but he's not getting anywhere in this sport. If he's gassing in the second round, there is no saving him. There just isn't. Now, Jared Cannonier in the second round, after he was super confident, super confident, he went out, started piecing Rodriguez up. Very good defensively, insane head movement. This guy's 40 years old, by the way. He isn't supposed to have that good of a reaction speed. Listen, Cannonier, I told y'all. Then at the end of the third round, he hit Rodriguez. He dropped him with a nasty elbow. Nasty elbow in the clinch. Then he followed up with ground and pound. It almost got finished. I think it shouldn't have been stopped there, but if it went on for 10 more seconds, it would have ended. Then in the start of round 4, Jared Cannonier immediately went after it, dropped Rodriguez again, and the fight got stopped. Rodriguez quitted there. Dude, I told y'all, dude, I'm so mad about this. Because you people were glazing Rodriguez for nothing, for absolutely nothing. Jared Cannonier is one of the best middleweights there is. I'm just saying. At 40 years old. This is insane. That was UFC Fight Night. Jared Cannonier versus Robocop. Like and subscribe, please. And goodbye.